Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the They Call Me Daddy, a Parents podcast. Let me introduce my co-host. We got Mack and we got Mondo. My name is Torrean, aka Daddy.
Shit.
Welcome to the show, y'all.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey man, this dude, he was amping it up, right? And he was doing this too early, and he's like, "Oh, I ain't supposed to do that yet, right?"
Man, I had a stretch, bro. I just had a stretch. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's cool. That's cool. You fresh off the boat, man. What's up? Or was it a boat or was it Disney World?
No, I was at Disney World, man.
I thought it was Disney Cruise.
No, that's next month.
That's next month. Oh, my bad. Look at this dude, traveler. Okay. Real quick, man. Just give us an update. What was the highlight of Disney World?
Man, being with family. I feel so appreciative of having the opportunity to be there. I was there with people on my mom's side of the family, people on my dad's side of the family, which was super dope. That was a rare experience, and it just all gelled well together. And man, I just feel so blessed. Every time you just have the opportunity to spend time with family, you realize like how important family is. And man, just I can't say enough about how blessed I just feel from that trip. So shout out to everybody that was there. Shout out for the opportunity to go. Shout out just for everything. Got to link with my boy Raj. You know, my boy Raj lives down in Orlando now, so got to link up with him twice. And yeah, man, he. Hey, we're laughing and Max making that face because I had told Raj Mack had joined our fantasy football league. And Mack wasn't responding to Raj's text. And so I must have made a joke saying, oh, yeah, I made a dog joke to Raj talking about how Mack only got one eye and one ear. So he has trouble reading. And so anyways, we was talking about Mack in the conversation with the podcast. And he was like, it's not too hard for him to do. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, with his condition. I'm like, what you mean by his condition? And he was just referring to, he's like, well, you said he has trouble reading because he only has one eye and one ear. And I'm like, I don't remember saying that shit. So I'm like, what are you talking about, Raj? I didn't say that shit.
You most definitely
he pulls
said
the text up and it shows me the text of me saying that. And bro, I just started dying, dude. I was like, I don't even remember saying that shit. But I had shared that with Mack, like, yo, Raj really thought you only had one eye and one ear and couldn't read. So
dang, that shit is pretty funny.
Okay, hey, you see, man, we be throwing jokes out there, and some cats be taking it literal. So we might have to be having some disclaimers out here when we have some good jokes, like we just joking.
But yeah, so it was just kind of funny. Like Raj really thought Mack only had one eye, one ear, and had trouble reading. So
yeah, shout out to Raj. That shit's funny.
Yeah, man. But it was dope, man. You know, our cousin Mychael Gabriel, or Sir Michael. He performed with Sheila E. on stage, and man, he's just a natural performer. Michael's a hell of a guitarist, and he just like when I say he's a natural, like it's just that's his element, and it was just dope to see how far he's gone since the last time I got to see him perform, like how much better he's gotten. And so, man, I'm really looking forward to his solo career as it starts to blossom as well. And guess what, fellas? He really, really, really wants to come on the podcast. You know, he got 4 kids, 4 kids and a wife, and he could definitely add a little guest element to the show. So he's looking forward to coming on the show and talking with us. So we got to get him on here.
Did you give him a disclaimer? Like, you got to come in here with the realness, right? Like, you got to say all the stuff out loud. Because, man, I can't be asking no questions. He's like, we ain't talking about that. So, hey, come on this podcast. We want you. But, man, we got to go there. Let's go all the way there.
Man, we can't be scaring people off, Mondo. You know, we got to be inviting. Man, we already got the guard dog. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Yeah, the bully, the bully.
You come on this podcast, right? Like, it's got to be 100. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
It's got to be 100, or else cats that are listening to be like, man, they bluffing, right? And so, that's all I'm saying, man. We are welcoming, but just know it's a little lion's den or a dog den or kennel or all the jokes that y'all done had before. We go there. So with that being Yeah.
I got faith in you, Mike. Come on, Mike. Bring that smoke, man.
Yeah, we got that. We got you. And we ain't going to set you up for no L. We ain't saying that, but, you know. Who else want to come in? You got T, because people be hitting you up. You get all the fan mail, right? Did anybody say something about the podcast when you were when you were at Disney? Did anybody call you daddy outside of Rainey?
Man, you know, everybody calls me daddy, bro.
No, bro.
It just be happening.
We just talked about being 100.
No, we is being 100, and it's just like, man, it's just a natural thing, man. It's weird that people just know. Like, I don't know if I got it written on my forehead or what the fuck the case is, but man, people just know. But nah, like, I mean, the whole family has seen clips or has, you know, listened to the episodes. So everybody just kept saying like how dope they, you know, how much they like it. I always have random people hit me up just like, man, like words of encouragement, like what y'all do is important, or, you know, y'all really killed it today for X, Y, and Z. And so with that being said, like, we just need y'all to, you know, take that one step further. Make sure you like and subscribe, because it does help. It does help us as podcasters. Maybe share clips or share an episode with friends. Like, have these conversations outside, and then come back and share what you talked about, either through social platforms or hit us up on our phone, like whatever that is, or send us an email, whatever, however you want to have that conversation, whether it be social media, telephone, or, you know, text. Let's talk. Like, let's keep this going. Like, that helps us keep going. It helps us, you know, have that reassurance as new podcasters, like, oh yeah, what we're doing is dope. And also, like, we just need as much support as we possibly can, because we really would love to lean into this, you know, on a full-time basis. You know, let's get 2 episodes going per week, right? But, you know, we got businesses and families and everything else that, you know, it's a little bit harder to do it. So but thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the love, for sure.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, no doubt. Even though I had some people snapping on me saying like my opinion, but I love you too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dalai Lama Mondo, with me. I love you, but fuck you. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But how y'all fellas feeling, man? Like, Mac, what's been up with you?
Man, I'm feeling good. Today, I want to shout out my boy Morrow. Went to his conference today. You know, Morrow's the kid that, you know, you get a lot of phone calls from school, you know. So I really ain't know what to expect. I'm expecting to go in there and then like, oh man, I'm gonna have to put him on punishment, make him clean his room, you know what I'm saying, not touch the game. But the conference went really well, surprisingly. So what I found out is all of his problems at school stem from his competitiveness. It always starts at recess, playing football, you know, get into it with one of his best friends, you know, because they don't allow them to be on the same team. So they're always overly competing. But then the teacher's like, you know, Mario's a leader in my classroom. He does all his work. He pays attention. And that came down from all of his teachers. So it's reassuring and made me feel good that he's actually listening. They said, like, when his friends are off task, he would remove himself and go somewhere and finish his work. So I want to shout out to Morrow, man, and Mercedes as well, because we're always on them about, you know, being leaders. We talked about that previously. And he's doing that in the classroom. So shout out to my boy Bean, man.
Hey, shout out Morrow. Let's go, Morrow.
Let's go. You know, out here winning.
For sure. Sir. One thing I appreciate about Morrow is Morrow just has a different energy. Like, man, you know, we have a TikTok. They Call Me Daddy podcast has a TikTok, right? And I'm able to see all of Morrow's TikToks. And bro, that brother is on there every day with a new dance, showing out whatever. But it's his energy. He's just like, man, I gotta explode. Like, he's a star ready to burst. And like, that is dope to me. And like, it's just like, so it's dope to hear he's doing that and bringing that same energy in school. And it's dope that his teachers allow him to be himself and accept him. Right. Like, I think that is so dope, because there's so many times where in the past, like, oh, he's got to calm down. He's got to settle down. Or they might think that energy is, you know, label it as some disability. And it's like, nah, man, this dude just has a different star and he's just ready to to shine, right? And so, yeah, man,
And
shout out to
he
shout out to
also
you.
did his first panel yesterday, and he gave us a shout out. You know, he was like, "Shout out to my family, who are my heroes." You know, he shouted out, "They called me daddy" on the panel. So
Word.
yeah. So he's paying attention, man. Like I said before, like you may not think they're paying attention or they care about what you're doing, but they always got their eyes on you.
No,
Yeah,
that's real.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
What's good with you, Mondo?
Man, I'm just hearing all this like dope energy. It's just making me feel good, right? Just in a similar season where it's like, man, I gotta put my star back. Oh, actually, I got this one right here. So I went on a walk. I can't take it off. I went on a walk maybe like 2 weeks ago, and like when I stumble upon stuff, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's for me. And so y'all talking about stars, right? Like I just found this just laying there, and so I'm like, oh, that's for me. And so it was one of them days where I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be chilling. You know what I'm saying? You get to that season in life where you're like, maybe I'm supposed to kick back and chill a little bit or play behind the scenes or coast a little bit, become a mentor and just support one or two other folks. And then my spirit just kept saying like, nah, fam, you ain't done being a star. And so having to go back and get that Mario star, right, is that Morrow energy, right? I might even just have to call it the Morrow, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel it coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's just a type of flow, you know, like, oh, okay, Kobe, right? Like I'm Kobe on the court and off the court. It don't never change. Like that star's always on. And so that's coming back, man. And when it be full blast star, you know what I'm saying? When it be supernova star, then like y'all watch out. So that's just my energy these days, man. And I feel good.
That's good.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, Mado, you got to tell me, man, Cadence's volleyball game. What happened? I've been waiting to hear about this. What happened?
Yeah, man, Dallin said he went.
Yo.
He came back like, man, he was kind of hot about it. So,
yo, yeah, first of all, like
shout out to Dow. Shout out to Dow.
Yeah, that was dope. He came with the family. So first, like, think of, you know, any high school movie, right? Where it's like, oh, this is a big game and the crowd is there. It's cracking. You got fans, you got parents, you got all the stuff, right? Everybody yelling. And it's like, okay, we're in their home environment, Stillwater. And Roseville comes out with the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they take a quick 2 straight games, win, right? So we over there like, okay, you know me, I'm chill, right? But everybody else is amped. Like, we got this. Demarion, between game 2 and 3, Demarion's my younger brother, which is, it's interesting because he's 18, Caden's 16, turning 17, but he be yelling like, that's my niece, right? And so Cass be like, what? But anyway,
be like, yep, that's black folks for you.
But shout out to Demarion, like he is the number one fan. Like he got so much energy at the game to where the coach eventually was like, yo, we got to give you a shirt, like Nike Dry Fit, because it's like everybody in the gym always hears you. He's just that fan. So in between games, right, game 2 and 3, Marion yelling like, let's wrap this up. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Man. And then, you know, not that it was Marion's fault, right? But it was just like, oh, okay. Stillwater took game 3. We're like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. Then Stillwater took game 4. And we like, oh, okay. It's getting intense. So then game 5 only goes to 15. And bruh, we come out, we up, I think, 9-2. By this time, I'm in the front row. I'm yelling, right? Like, you know, it's been a while since I got that. That's why I'm like, oh, that star came back out because Mondo, he in the front, you know, being the voice. And bruh, it was just one of them days where it's like the will of something else, right? We'll just say God is like, Stillwater's supposed to win today. And man, just little by little, they just kept coming back. It was definitely one of them moments where it's just like, yo, is this happening? But like, they were just doing everything right. It wasn't even that Roseville was crumbling or falling. It was just, yo, Stillwater was playing good D. They wouldn't let anything drop, and it just kept falling their way. And so, yeah, man, we ended up losing 15-13 in that 5th set. And yeah, it hurt because it was just like, man, that was a real comeback. But then yesterday I was talking to Cadence, then Stillwater goes to state, and then they did the same thing again, was down 0-2, right, in state, and came back and won 3 straight. And so it was just their year, right? They just found a way to win. And so Cadence is on some, I ain't going to state to watch them play. It ain't going to be me. She's like, I'm ready. Like, I need to put in some more work so I'm ready for next year. And she's like, no, now at this point, we just going to have to win state. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about getting to state. It's like, yo, I got to state as a freshman. The best story will be, well, we got to win this whole thing, to leave the senior year. And so you go back to that Morrow energy, right? That like, oh, okay, that competitiveness. That's like, yeah, when it's in there, when your kids got that fire, that's like, let's go. You just feel so fortunate as a parent to just be able to see that, right? Like manifest and come out. And so I'm proud of her. I mean, I'm proud to see her emotion after the game, right? Like she felt it. You can tell that was that game where she felt it. And I'll tell one last story because I remember my game like that, right? I was in high school. I think it was sophomore year or junior year. And it was Central versus Arlington. And the whole year, right, just to talk. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Game cracking. And they beat us. And then they celebrated on the center of on our C at Central. And I heard my dad, because my dad was like Mario, and everybody heard him when he yelled, right? And as I was walking off the court, my dad was like, no, you look at them. You look at them, like, see that, right? And it was one of them moments where I just knew, like, I had to look and see somebody else celebrating and winning and just remembering, like, I don't want to feel that again, right? And so it's just that drive and that energy. And so I just told Cadence, like, because she had to be in the gym with them holding up trophies, doing all the stuff. I'm like, yo, this is that game where you're at that inflection point. Do you chill and be cool, or do you take it to the next level? And she's on some, I'm about to take it to the next level. So that was long-winded, but I'm proud of Kay. I'm proud of her resilience. I love her, and they're going to keep winning.
Yeah, shout out to you, Kay. Proud of you too.
That is dope. Actually reminds me of our Quest days.
Ooh.
So yeah, Gus Macker, hoop it up. We used to play 3-on-3 basketball. Mondo, Mondo, our cousin Lex and our cousin Chemo. Man, Quest, we was the baddest in the land. You know what I'm saying? For many a years, but there was multiple games. I think one game we was down 14-1, and the game was to 15. We came back and busted that ass and won that game. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just reminds me of that. It reminds me of them days where, I think like when you get behind, it's about how you respond, right? There's pressure to every situation. Are you going to have that killer instinct and finish it off if you're up 14-0? Can you get that 1 point, or is that 1 point just when the basket gets so small that you can't even, it just keeps rolling off for some reason, right? Or is it, hey, now I'm down 14-1. I need to tighten up, and every basket means something to me, and it means more to you. It means more to me than it means to you, and so you just go after it. So it just reminds me of that, like, just these pressure situations we get in and how we respond. And like, sports is great for that, right? Like, sports is a great way to learn how to deal with adversity, and then you use that as you get older, throughout life. You're able to use that and just like, yo, it's really just this sports moment. Just keep referencing that sports moment when you were down, or when someone counted you out or whatever. How the fuck did you respond, right? So I think like for Cadence, I think that's, like you said, it's like that moment of, nope, you're gonna work harder, but at the same time, like, figure out, okay, what do we need to do to get that 1 point? Or if we're up 9-2, what do we need to do to keep building on our lead? Like, okay, we can let 1 point go, but we got to respond with one. What do we need to do with that? Like, it might just be fine-tuning things, or it could have been somebody who just was not in the right position because they got lazy, right? And so, I don't know, but it's a great story, great to hear, and I can't wait for that senior year because I know Niece is gonna show up and show out for sure.
You know it, boy.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to ask y'all, like, can you think of a game where you were on the losing side of something, or just a life event, right? Where like you had to make a clear decision. Like, am I going to pull myself up and go after this thing again? Or am I going to, I don't even want to say give up. I'm just going to say pivot. Or am I going to pivot to something else? Does anything stick out as just a moment of like, yeah, this is a life version of a sports moment?
Yeah. So for me, it goes back to our Quest days. So we had won four Hoop It Up championships in a row. And we had won 2 Gus Macker championships in a row.
You got a good memory, bro.
And for some reason, on that 3rd championship, is it Armando or Alexis' idea? They decided to have us get these Bo Jackson shoes. We gotta rock the Bo Jacksons.
Them big ass shoes y'all had on,
big
man.
ass, heavy ass shoes, man. And
I'm sure that was Mondo's idea too.
Probably.
It probably was, but like getting them motherfuckers was hard.
Hey,
We had went to like 4 malls. We was searching all over the fucking place. It was a journey just to get the shoes. Like I think I got the last pair of Bo Jacksons that was even possible.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you know,
it was cold though. Them bows was cold. But go ahead, you right.
Hell no. Y'all was out there looking like some senior citizens, bro. Niggas out there looking like a Bengay commercial when they hooping. You know what I mean? The old dudes.
But yeah, nah. So it was like, man, we showed up. I think we won the first game or something like that. And at this point in time, like, you know, niggas had girls and shit. So I think Chemo's girl was there. Armando might have had a girl at that time. Lex might have had a girl. I don't remember. I know I did not. But you know, it was just like our games were a big deal. And I remember we played some people we knew. And man, they beat our damn ass that game. And Uncle Michael was just like, "What y'all fellas doing? What y'all doing? Like, what y'all doing?" It was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna respond." But them shoes were such a distraction for us, man. We such a distraction. I think we were out the tournament like the 3rd round, and that was the last year we played. That was the last year we all played together, and it just showed like, yo, we went in there just like. We had the capability to win. Like, we had the skill set to win. We had the team chemistry to win, but we was distracted by some fucking shoes. And that's just something that I will remember. I always remember that because, like, that was the last time I got to play with my cousins, like, on the court, right? And, you know, that was really the end of my, like, you know, basketball career, so to speak. I mean, I played casual basketball after high school until I was, like, 25, but it was just like that was the last meaningful basketball game that I played. So,
Dang, that Quest era.
Yeah, man, y'all talking about the Quest, man. Y'all don't know how much we paid attention to y'all. You know, we came up right after y'all. Me, Jazz, shout out to C-Dale, my boy Jay from Wisconsin. I don't know what happened to you, but I remember the year we won. Yo, old boy just, you know what I'm saying, went out to the woods or something. I don't know. But I do remember when we played and we won. We actually, I don't know how we ended up playing 2 grades older, but I had no faith in us that we was going to win. We had to go against, you remember Marquise? Marquise, nigga had a fucking mustache and beard and shit in like 9th grade. Royce, like we had to go up against some older kids who were really known in the neighborhood, so they were good. But we ended up won the championship. Now the first year we won. The years before that, you know, we lost a couple years, but just seeing y'all win and how y'all played, like, man, that was like one of the best days of my life when we won that tournament. And it's like that was a lesson for me. Just like always have confidence in yourself and the people around you. Like you may not be confident in yourself, but just go out there, perform, and work your ass off for Jazz and C-Dale because you know what I'm saying. I'm sure they feeling the same way, but it always, you know, fight for your brothers, bro. Like, you know, so and it keeps happening, right? Like. You want to make a transition from, you know, working a 9 to 5 to, all right, I'm going to go work independently. It's like, it's something that keeps happening. It always keeps repeating itself. So like you said, Mondo, like, you know, you learn the lesson in sports, or Torrean, one of y'all said it, like you learn the lesson from sports, but it always translates to real life, bro. So,
yeah. Now I remember leaving.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Who was the leader of y'all squad, though? Because I know Lex is older. Mondo, you was the youngest, right?
Yeah, I was the youngest.
So who was the leader on the court?
That's a Torrean question. Torrean would have to answer that question.
I know Torrean was the one that got y'all amped up, though. So in a way, he was the, you know, the leader.
Yeah, I would say we really went off of Chemo's vibe. I would say he might have been the more vocal leader uh than everybody, but I mean like we were all four individual leaders. But like we needed a bucket late in the game, we went to Mondo. Right? Lex had the D. Lex could do pretty much everything on the court. His 3-point shot was just
He had a wet ball.
Nasty.
And it's his son right now. He gave him the bag, right?
Yeah, like and even like just the fact that we just worked really well as a team. It's like, just from subs, we need rebounds, I'll be down there getting boards, whatever we needed to do. And but like we all stepped up, I would say, in our own individual ways to motivate each other. Right. And like that's what a real team is it was just one of them things where, yo, you fucking up, we're gonna tell you fucking up. And if we ain't telling each other we're fucking up, you damn near sure know Uncle Michael, Uncle Ed, Uncle Paul, my dad, Marv, Uncle Marv, somebody is telling us, yo, y'all's fucking up. But that was dope in itself, right? It was just the fact that like, yo, we were coached by our uncles or parents or
how many chips they got.
Right. They got many championships.
Let's shout them out actually, because your dad, he every time we talk about 3-on-3 basketball and Gus Macker stuff, he's like, let me take y'all to the trophy room. And so let's shout out the Hoogies, because they, man, bruh, like they got like 10 years in a row type stuff, right? And so they definitely gave us some guidance as the young cats. Like, yo,
who was their main squad? Who was their main team?
It was Chuck, Uncle Marv, my pops, and Uncle Ed.
And it's crazy how life goes.
And then Paul would be in there sometimes, and I'm sure some other brothers probably filtered in there. But that's
crazy how life goes.
My memory.
It's crazy how life goes. Now I see Chuck on a regular basis.
Word.
Now his young son Jackson and Morrow are on the same hoop team.
It's crazy. Oh, that's dope.
Crazy how life goes.
That's dope. Yeah, yo. Shout out to the Hoogies. Like they trailblazed it for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss it though? Do y'all miss that competitiveness? Like,
Oh, go ahead, T. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, man. Like my one of my best friends, my brother, Ravi, he kind of mentioned this to me when we were like 26, 27. He goes, man, I miss competing. He goes, men were meant to compete, and like he just misses it because we're not playing flag football no more. We're not playing or two-hand touch football. We're not playing football on a regular basis. Basketball, we're not doing anything. And like just that competition aspect of it was like, man, we just really, really missed that. And like for myself, ain't none of y'all fucking me in bowling. Ain't none of y'all fucking me in poker. Ain't none of y'all really fucking me with anything right now. I would say, my brother Miles, he could fuck with me on pickleball because he's just way further along in pickleball than me. But like,
he's the only one you play with, bro.
Well, true, and I'm not. I got some work to do. When it comes to my pickleball game, I got some work to do. But I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I am fucking getting there. We play like people.
Hey, this dude said, "Can't nobody f with me. I only play one person."
No, I'm saying no. I said he could fuck with me. I said he could fuck with me in that, but like you couldn't, and you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the fuck I'm saying.
They call me Daddy Pickleball tournament coming to you soon.
Right.
Right, coming to you soon, and they ready near you.
35 plus though, 35 and up.
But yeah, y'all know me, man. I'm as competitive as it gets, man. I love to compete, even if it's video games or whatever. Like we can play. Like I just got.
You've been running from this man ass whooping for years, bro. Anyways.
Ooh. Okay. Anyways. Because I tore him up as a kid. Don't even trip. Like.
Oh shit. Well, I guess we can title this motherfucker. Two people have bumped their damn heads. You know what I'm saying? One fell down and
you stuttering, bro. Don't worry.
Nah,
I didn't used to scrape you in Madden.
Nigga, no, bro. Okay,
hold on. Here we go.
Hold on. I will say this though. He had this cheating ass fucking team, and nigga, I was the Barcelona Dragons. Like I was a team from NFL Europe. And he would barely beat me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what was that? Madden 90. Madden 74 or whatever you play on your dad's Atari, yeah, you would beat me in that shit. You know what I'm saying? No, I was playing,
but was I scraping you though?
you did for that one version, yes. But
Oh, okay, thank you. That's all I needed.
Future seasons of Madden,
future,
nah, not at
That's
all.
cool. All right,
We're gonna move forward after this. But me and Jazz D beat y'all niggas in the WCW game,
No,
and
you
we're
did
gonna
not.
move forward.
No,
we're
the
gonna
fuck
move
you
forward.
did not.
We did.
We never lost.
We're gonna move forward.
We never
Hey,
we never lost.
You're right. We never lost, bro.
Never lost. You could ask
Come on,
Jazz,
man.
he'll tell you. Cause
Jazz to tell you, we got to win off y'all. Y'all niggas, y'all two cool little characters, and we got to win off y'all. Yeah, just so y'all know.
Well, you
All right,
know,
we can move forward
Jazz is gonna listen to this podcast. Jazz, comment and you verify.
Fucking right, cuz. All dubs.
I remember that. I remember that game, yo. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, we had a good childhood together, man. Shout out to your dad again, T, man. I remember most of those battles went on at his crib, so. Yeah.
Now this weekend, no, I did get my ass beaten chess. Uncle Baron, you know, he beat me in 4 games to 0 in chess, man. He told me he was a good chess player. You know, I ain't played chess in 15 years, and, you know, he got me. So, you know, I got to step my chess game up, though.
Okay.
Next time I see him, I'm going to beat his ass. So, yeah.
Okay. Man, it's so dope, though, just to hear about all these lived experiences, man, that we can reflect on and be like, man, they were positive, right? I just feel like we're blessed as a family to just be able to look back and have so much support, which kind of drives me to think about like where we're at now, right? And stepping into podcasting when none of us have ever podcasted before, right? Like we all got our own stuff, and like having the support of other humans being like, yeah, keep going, do that stuff, right? And so how are you feeling just from a sense of like, I'm doing something new, right? I have to be resilient like an athlete. I have to step in and be a novice. Like some people are listening like, yo, I got to start a new business, or I'm starting a new job, or I'm starting a new something, right? I'm having a new baby or whatever. Like, and there's just that need to like step into the unknown. And so how are y'all feeling just about doing this podcast thing and the struggles and the highs and like, man, like it just feels like what?
Man, it feels good for me. I mean, because there's really no, how do I say this? Like, there's no fear in it for me. Because all we're trying to do is impact other people's lives from love. You know what I mean? It's like no expectations, really. Go out there, talk to your brothers, and hopefully, you know, it'll reach somebody else to spark a conversation in their homes, and for them to do the same thing. You know, just uplift your people. Basically, that's what it is for me. I know, like when you invest your time, you know, people are always looking for the financial part of it, but that'll come. You know, as long as you're giving God's words and you're doing good by your people, bro, all that'll come. You know, just got to stay with it and just believe in you and your brothers, man.
Man, you said something so powerful, because I think part of the resilience thing that we experience in sports, like that loss, is stepping into a business endeavor or a creative endeavor and knowing that money ain't going to come right away, right? It's a different type of struggle, right? But it's a different type of W once, I don't know, things start happening, right? It's like, yo, we put in 8 episodes now, right? This is episode 8. Okay, cool. Well, like, what are we going to be saying at episode 80? You know, like, yo, like our growth together, we're a squad. And so I'm really like celebrating what just Mack just said, which is just like, yo, we come in, we do the right thing, we just love each other and have dope conversation, and the rest of it is going to work itself out. And having that type of faith in this thing, I think is something that so many people should just consider. Like, just go do the thing. Mm-hmm. You know, just go do the thing without the expectations of a return, except for I enjoyed doing that. Mm-hmm. And if you do the thing that you enjoy doing, right, like all the rest of the stuff is just going to find you. At least that's what my belief is. So what you got, T?
Yeah, I mean, our number one rule for the podcast is just have fun, right? Like that's our number one core competency from a business aspect, is like just do this to have fun. And y'all two know like what y'all mean to me in my life, and the fact that I get to talk to y'all on here, and everybody's getting to see our conversations. To me, that is just super dope. Doing our podcast is something so out of the box for me. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I just never had the courage or whatever to say, hey, I'm going to go do it. And so I'm doing it. Two people that fucking know me the best and that I love. And that to me is the beauty of this, right? Because Mondo, me and you have great conversations, some deep ass conversations that be all over the board, be through debate, be heated sometimes, be laughing sometimes, whatever. But now people are being able to hear that. And then same with Mack, Mack went through this phase where, he didn't want to see your ass. And so I started calling Mack,
I'm
I don't
still
want to
that
see
nigga.
your ass.
I'm still that nigga, bro.
Man, you could call Mack every day, every day for 365 days, bro. He might get him 3 days out that whole year. But, when he would answer the phone, is definitely a powerful conversation, right? And so that's the beauty of it.
All right, let
So,
me piggyback that for a second, because this dude Matt, when he sent us that screenshot of whatever random text message, this dude got 120 some unread messages. I'm like, oh, no wonder when I text this dude last week, hey bro, can you give me a ride in the morning? Like, I ain't hear from him at all. I'm like,
yo, that's something I get better at though, right? But like, it's also something. I forgot what I was listening to, but this lady, she was talking about how it's important to set boundaries. You know what I mean? And like, especially with my life, like, always having to do something for the kids or help Sage with something. Like, I'm big on putting my phone down. If I put it on the charger, I'm not touching that motherfucker because I need that break. Because people always pulling from you. You know what I mean? So if I don't get back to you right away, it ain't nothing for you or nothing against you. It's just, nigga, if I go work and do something, and I come to the crib and I put my phone on charger, I'm leaving it there just because that's just me. I gotta set boundaries for myself. Otherwise, shit, I'm gonna be walking around cranky, angry. Be blowing trees heavy again. You know what I mean? That's just me keeping it buck with y'all.
That's such a healthy behavior, though, bro. Like, such a healthy behavior, because, man, if you willing to give that time to somebody, they're gonna take it, right? It don't matter what time of day or time of night it is, man. This dude, Torrean, be calling me at 6 a.m.
I ain't want to say it, bro. Torrean, my dog, though. But one thing, like, I feel bad when I don't answer Torrean right away, because he is one person that no matter what mood I'm in, he always gonna make me laugh, always put a smile on my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, so sometimes you miss out on shit like that too. So I guess
but Torrean can multitask. Torrean be talking, I'd be like, what you doing? He'd be like, man, putting together like 6 websites. I'm like, fam. But he be in the conversation and doing other stuff until I'd be like, you there, bro? He'd be like, oh, my bad, I was reading something. But then he still heard you, right, to get back to it. So T is just really good at multitasking. So he can do both at the same time. I can't.
Nigga, I know. This nigga said he was talking to me in the shower.
Yeah, bro. Like, hey, man, we gotta have these conversations.
I ain't
bro.
comfortable with that, bro.
I ain't either.
Hey, nigga, shit. Y'all better get over that shit, nigga. I'm not stopping. We family. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm some weirdo fucking touching myself or something. You know what I mean? Like,
you was selling your socks, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was selling the socks. I wasn't doing anything with the socks, but wearing them and walking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The reality of it.
This ain't no American Pie,
3 days.
bro.
You woke up 3 days trying to satisfy another nigga. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nigga.
You woke up like, all right, I gotta put my socks on for Joe.
Hey man, if that brought Joe some pleasure, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got shit to do with me, nigga. That's why you
a hustler, bro. You a hustler, bro.
Hey, if you could take a $10 pack of socks and turn that into 200, and turn that into a minimum of 200, why would you not do that? It could be 400. You talking about you ain't making $400 on a $10 pair of socks? I mean, $10 pack of socks.
Hey, can we do a little rewind just for a second? Because I know we talked about Joe Smith and his wife the last episode. Bruh, I seen, the Catch Me Outside girl? I don't know her name.
Bruh, Bad Baddie or whatever her name is.
She posted a screenshot of how much she's making on OnlyFans.
Word is hidden.
Bruh.
Nigga, she made
Millions.
18 million in one fucking month.
In 1 month. Bruh. I'm with Shannon Sharp, bruh. How you want me to hold this camera? How you want me to angle this?
Hey.
No, hold on, bro. Hold on.
No, hey. No.
Hold on, bro. If I can make some...
Hey, this
Hold on, bro.
dude.
If I can make some money with these feet, bro, you telling me? Shit, hit me up on OnlyFans if y'all want. If y'all want me to start my OnlyFans from my feet, hit me up, bro.
This shit took a turn, bruh.
It did, bro. But I'm gonna tell you,
Hey.
if we get on this podcast one day and you're like, "Yeah, I started my OnlyFans, bro," I'm gonna
Hey,
be
nigga,
rolling.
from my feet? Hell yeah, I might do that shit, bro. I might do that shit.
Oh,
Get
man.
your
You know,
hustle
and
on,
shit,
bro.
y'all know me too. I got everybody say I got grandma's feet, nigga. I got my. I don't know if y'all remember, but my tan line, you know what I'm saying, my color skin go to my sock line, right? And in my sock line, rest my feet. My feet be white for some reason. I don't know why, but
Okay.
anyway, we probably got.
He's putting up
probably
his
got-
description.
I know.
Yeah, hey, we probably got. Hey, look, we
In
gonna edit
case
that
y'all
part
want to
out.
know, right?
Very smooth on top. Smooth.
Yeah, man. Hey, we gonna edit that part out because
All good, man. Sell your shit, bruh.
Bruh. You be hustling, T. You be
all
hustling.
good.
no, I'm just saying, but 18 million from fucking OnlyFans.
1 month, bro.
Go
That
get
was
that
1 month.
money. Go get that money. Yeah,
Okay.
man. Straight up, go get it.
Oh,
No
that's
judgment. No judgment. Go get that fucking money. But nah, some real shit. Like, yeah, I don't never take it personal when motherfuckers don't answer the phone. You know, for me, it's, you know.
Are you sure? Because you sure do tell somebody right when they talk to them the next time. You'd be like, "Oh, bro, you couldn't talk to me for 3 days." You know what I'm saying?
Bruh. Hey, him and Jazz, bro. Like, Jazz be like, oh,
Nick.
nigga, you still in the shower? Like, damn, my fault, Jazz. Yeah.
Nah, but, you know, I don't take it personal. But I do remind people because it is important, man. You know, for me, it's like, man, I had anger issues for so long for keeping so much shit in. So, like, if I could just talk to y'all on a regular basis or talk to whoever's willing to pick up the phone, you know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good. You know, it sets my day up for success. So that's why I reach out, you know. But also, like, shit, if you ain't the one reaching out, I probably wouldn't talk to y'all niggas no more. Y'all niggas don't reach out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
cap.
let's just keep
cap.
it a buck. Let's keep it a
Nah,
buck.
that's cap.
T,
That's
so
cap.
let
You
me
know he
ask.
lying.
I know. You be calling T, man, and he do answer the phone, but yeah,
Nah, it's been nice though. Lately, Mondo been calling me more than I've been calling him. Like, niggas, like, tides are turning. I'm like, holy shit.
yeah.
Okay.
I be needing Torrean as a mirror sometimes, because I say some stuff and then Torrean throw me a curveball. Like, what about this? And I be like, oh, all right, good to consider. T, do you have some very specific boundaries that you set in your life, similar to Mac? Do you put your phone down? Do you do anything where you're like, yo, this is for me, and I need this for show as a man, as a dad, as a something?
I mean, really, it is just talking to people. That's something that I really do need. Like, you know, if I go for a walk, like when I was walking on a regular basis, it was like, man, come on, don't get me started on you,
I
bro.
didn't say that.
I'm just saying, like, but the whole point was either listen to an audiobook, listen to myself, or have a meaningful conversation with somebody. Right? Like, and so like that was kind of the whole point of it all. It was like just my biggest boundary is just communication. Like, don't hold shit in. If something's bothering you, you know, just let it out. You got to release that motherfucker because it's best for me. So I would say like that's probably like I mean, I guess you can consider that I don't know if you consider that a boundary, but that's just kind of like my one rule that I need for myself, right? Like, it's just like, I need this. You know, like, I still like to go out to clubs and bars and shit, right? Like, I still like it. And people are like, oh, you're this old, you're too old for that shit. And I'm like, no, because here's the deal. I go out with my friend, and this is the one place I know I can talk to them when their wife ain't listening, when the kids ain't listening, we ain't getting distracted by nothing else going on. We can just sit there, fucking drink, have a drink or two, and talk, right? And like that,
Okay.
that's why I do it.
What I just heard was, his partner be like, "You don't need to be going out to clubs no more. Ain't none of your niggas like Torrean. You don't need to be hanging out in bars, kicking it."
Oh, nah, my girl don't care.
She say she don't care, but she cared.
Nah,
Hey,
my girl don't care, but like that's some real shit though. It's a release for me because I'm able to just go out and just talk, man. Like, when I talk, it's like I want to spill, tell you everything that's going on in my life. Like, I'm not trying to hold nothing back or have people listening and people start gossiping and shit. Like, I ain't for that.
Well, before we started this podcast, you said I might have a parenting issue that I want to talk about or something. You want to throw that into space, or you want to leave that?
Hold on, wait, Mondo, you got any boundaries? You said, bro.
Oh, I mean, I have no problem with just not talking to somebody for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cats just know me by now, right? Like, Mondo just on his Mondo. You know what I'm saying? And then I circle back and I be like, "Hey, I'm back.
What up?
What up?
Yeah.
What up? Yeah. Unless Torrean might have a different opinion on on my boundaries, but I think mine is just basic.
What, you just like don't respond, or you put your phone down? Like, what is it?
I mean, my phone is on Do Not Disturb all day.
Oh,
every
nigga,
day.
I know. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I be feeling awkward having to call niggas twice in a row. Like,
yeah, bro. Like my dad, only a few people can get through, and so I'm like, somebody called me twice, and they really need something.
No,
and I think Torrean just called and then called right back just because he knows it's on Do Not Disturb. Like he's like, I just know I gotta call this cat twice.
Yeah, nah. I need to start doing that shit too.
I mean, you just be putting your phone down, bro. And
hey, straight up, I get to it when I get to it.
You got an Apple Watch?
Yeah, but I don't use it.
Okay.
Shit sitting on the dresser too.
Oh, okay. Hey, he be unplugging for sure.
I'll be trying.
Okay.
Nah, so I'm laughing over here and I'm shaking my head because if you go to a dictionary and you see the word boundaries, you see this nigga Mondo's face right next to it. Mondo got so many boundaries. Are you fucking kidding me?
Man,
Are you fucking kidding me?
I just know what I know.
He's got boundaries inside of boundaries inside of boundaries. Like,
okay.
Yeah, man. That's who Mondo is. So yeah, he is the most particular nigga in the world.
Hey, I know that to be true. This nigga said, "Niggas know me." Like, all right.
I guess they know me as boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool.
No said.
Like, Mondo cut a girl off one time because she didn't have the right toilet paper. Like, you remember that?
I don't. See, this dude Torrean he got receipts, man. You know what I'm saying?
He do.
And we see how Torrean, he always throw them in there too. Like, hey, look.
Hey,
just
man.
talking about how you left this shit because she didn't have no toilet paper.
No, she didn't use Charmin. And Mondo's like, oh yeah, I can't mess with you. And I'm like, yo.
I mean, look, that's particular. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he ain't deny that shit or nothing. He's like, that shit's possible.
Yeah, no, straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, it is what it is.
No, there's some routine stuff. It's just like, yo, like grandma always has some Kool-Aid, but it's like, yo, Mondo like blue Kool-Aid. And so let me smash the blue Kool-Aid. So if I go somewhere and they got Kool-Aid and they don't have the blue Kool-Aid, I'm gonna be like, fam, you gotta get the blue Kool-Aid or this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm particular. It ain't no boundary. Like no Kool-Aid. It's just like get the blue Kool-Aid. You feel me?
Man, bruh. He call that shit the blue Kool-Aid.
The blue Kool-Aid.
That shit is the ice blueberry. I know exactly which one. Every time he came through the grandma's crib, like, it was the ice blueberry from Mondo.
Oh yeah, I had no idea what it was called, bro.
Like, that shit blue.
It's the baby blue though, not the
light
rich blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. What up, though, T? Yeah, what's this parenting shit you was talking about?
All right, so I mean, it don't really flow with the podcast, but
no, it's all good.
It don't matter, man. We hitting it.
We can go into it, but so like we were talking about my trip earlier, right? And Rainy's 6 now, and she's lived a pretty privileged life since she's 6 years old. I mean, we try to travel. I mean, she probably travels, 6 months out of the year, right? We go somewhere, everything else, but it's really hard for me to see or, and I guess she's still young, right? But it's just really hard for me to not see that she's appreciative of what people are doing for her, or just having a bad attitude, or wanting her way. And I get some of it's part of the age that she's in, and she's young, she's still trying to figure that out. But man, like, you don't want to say thank you. Now we got some bigger issues because that just bothers me. Or you didn't have fun at all because you didn't get your way. That bothers me, right? And like, it's a struggle as a dad, because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to be more patient now, and like not yell, and just really have that open communication. And it's important for her to have her voice as well. But there's just situations that happen where it's just like, yo, like, either you're gonna be appreciative or we ain't gonna do shit. But like, I feel like that's the wrong approach too. So yeah, man, it's just something I'm kind of wrestling with now.
Is this like, has it been happening little by little by little by little, and now you just reached a tipping point? Or was there like a very specific scenario where you kind of just blew up internally about it?
Nah, I mean, it's little by little by little by little, right? And like, some of it's like, oh, did you have fun? And she's like, no. But then like, sometimes she's just saying that to play around. Like, that's just her personality. She's like, no. And then she gives you that Torrean smile, like, and like, oh, you did have fun. Like, you're just saying that, right? But then there's other moments where she's like, so you didn't have fun at all? Nope. And it's just like, really.
Okay, let me ask a deeper question. Are you asking for support because you don't feel that she's appreciating you and your effort? Or are you more concerned like, yo, I don't want her to become a spoiled brat?
All of it. Right? Like, all of it. Because I believe it's like, I'm a pretty humble person. I believe you got to be humble, right? And but you got to appreciate. When I was that age, my mom would say, "You don't appreciate shit. You don't appreciate anything." So I get it. It's an age thing first, right? But like, we came from, I came from very little, right? And so like, when you come from very little, you try to give your kids more than you had, right? And so, she's been to places I ain't never been to, right? And she's been to, out of the country. We're going on a cruise next month. Her third birthday went to Puerto Rico just to say, hey, let's go to Puerto Rico. So we try to take her places to see the world.
Space.
Y'all boys, wow, bro. I feel, y'all set the bar so high. I respect it though, man. Like,
yeah, but like, it's because I realize like there's a way more to Minnesota, right? And like, that's part of our education motto is like, we want, she's in Spanish immersion school because we want her to, we're part Mexican. So for y'all that don't know, our grandma's from Mexico, so we're Blaxicans. But like, none of us speak Spanish, right? Like, none of us ever spoke.
Hola, nigga.
My bad. I mean, I could speak like 30 words, and that's about it, right?
I'm capping, bro.
Hey, he threw the N word on there though too. Like,
that's the black skin. Yeah, put some respect on us, bro. We know a little bit.
He didn't even call it negro. He said nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, so that's part of the way we want her to be cultured, right? We want her to know her culture. Her mom's a Native American. We want her to know her native roots as well. But, just really, in trying to be cultured, it's like, you got to get the fuck out of Minnesota. You got to go see the world, and like I said, man, we're pretty blessed that we've been able to take her on trips. And like, that's kind of our thing as a family. Like, we'd like to go places, and we like to go experience where we can things. But yeah, man, when it's just like some simple thank yous, or because you didn't get your way in this one situation, the whole day is over. I can't vibe with that shit, man. That shit is just so anti my energy. And it's like, and it's one of my, like, for myself, it's one of the things that bother me the most. Like, it's probably one of my biggest pet peeves is like spoiled people, or people that just can't see the positive, right? Like, I leaned into positivity probably like 10 years ago. And so like that's just, you can't see the positivity in a situation. I don't know, shit just bothers me, man. So
I'm wondering if this is a parent thing or a girl thing or age thing.
That's why I was gonna ask you. Like, do you see the same thing, Mondo, with Cadence, or did you as she was growing up at any point?
I think that like way, way back in the day, like high school era, one of the struggles that I had with Cadence's mom was gratitude. Right? I was just like, man, I feel like ungrateful. And not that she was ungrateful, but she just like the thank yous weren't really present, right? And so similar to Torrean, it's just like, man, it's just simple. Just like say thank you. And so when Cadence was born, I think I was just automatically conditioned to make sure that like that pet peeve didn't manifest in Cadence. And so I taught Cadence how to say thank you and be grateful, but through like if you want to really get the way you want to get, this is how you got to play that game. So I kind of gave her like, yeah, be grateful, right? That's what I want. But also, if you choose not to, here's how somebody else is going to respond. And you're probably not going to get your way the third time around. And so you make the choice, right? Like, be grateful now, even if it isn't as authentic as whatever. And she, I see so much of Cadence in me on like how she approaches a situation, how she'll rub your back with some positive words before she hits you with the ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I just taught her how to communicate in a way that she gets her way. And so now I don't see it that much like right now, like on a financial tip, right? Like I'm not privy to give her the things that she used to want. And I've been so grateful and thankful for her patience. She goes and there's other people and uncles and cousins and grandmas and grandpas that like, she's like, well, I got to go to the secondary, thirdary, fifth, tertiary, right? Like I got to go find the person that can help me get what I want. So she still has that resilience to go get her thing. It doesn't turn into like negative, nasty, like, well, if you can't give me what I want, then middle finger. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, if I can't get it from you, I'm for sure going to go get it somewhere else. So it's just that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that helped too, but that's where I'm at.
So, Torrean, like, what are your conversations with Rainey when you talk to her about, like, those type of things?
Kind of say the same thing Mondo said. Like, it's just try to instill it in her. Like, hey, you gotta say thank you. Go say thank you. And then, like lately it's been, well, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do this. And I'm like, yo, is that any way to talk to your dad? So that's kind of how I check her at first. And I'm like, yo, is that any way to talk to your dad? And then I'm just like, but we did do this. Yeah, but what? We did do this. We did do this. There's certain situations. And so I think for her, maybe she's just trying to figure out life. Like she's no longer in kindergarten. So she's in the first grade. So it's like Auntie Connie shout out to Auntie Connie, first of all, because Auntie Connie would be a great guest on the show. She just telling me how much she just loved being a mother and like, misses it even, and her kids are growing up and how much she misses it. So I just think that'd be dope to hear her stories, because she's somebody that's usually behind the camera. So, but she's like, maybe she's in between trying to figure out, from going from baby to going into becoming a bigger kid, right? And so that's just a phase that she's going through right now. And I'm like, I get it. Like, that's probably pretty hard for her, right? Like, it's like, as a baby, I got everything. I got my way most of the time. I mean, Rainey's the only kid too, so she usually gets her way 90% of the time, right? But then also, hey, you told me this was gonna happen, and then just like real life shit happens where it's not gonna go perfectly how you imagined it. And so it takes you somewhere else. So I don't know. it's just been hard, man. It's been like one of these things where it's like, man, this is a new road for me as a dad, and I've been just kind of struggling with it. Like, do we just cut all this shit off? But I'm like, if we do that, life is gonna be pretty fucking boring for her. It's not I don't know if that really sets the lesson either, right? But maybe she might have to miss out on a few things just because she's not appreciative, and I'm not afraid to go that far either, right? But yeah,
I mean, I think it all kind of works out. Like once you get so far on an extreme of anything, like you're checked by one of your circles of influences, right? And so if Rainey continues to go down a pathway of like being super bossy, right? She's a CEO boss type gal, but like at school, like her friends are only going to take that for so long until they're like, yo, Rainey, you're too mean to us. And so then Rainey for a little bit is going to feel sadness that her friends don't want to spend the same amount of time with her because like she's too bossy. And so then like that bossiness will start to pivot back. But then you as a dad is just like, oh man, like now how do I help her through this sadness? And so I just think we only actually change our behavior when a different emotion like is the contrast to it, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I think her kid friendships is gonna help influence that, right? She'll find her lane in there of like how much she can push. But I think our friends check us, because we don't want to be by ourselves. We don't want to be the bully in school that nobody wants to kick it with. And not to say that she's that, but I don't think she's going to get that far on the fringes because she's also your kid, right? And she likes human connection. And so I think she'll self-correct.
At school, she just got voted ambassador of the class by all of her classmates. And
so she knows how to code switch, bro. She just punking you.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it probably is that, though. Like, because at school she's a whole different beast. But I think that's the thing, man. Is really just being having that gratitude, like you said, man, and like that's what I'm trying to really instill in her right now. It's like, be thankful because there's kids that don't have what you have, right? There's people that
I think she hears you though. I think her EQ is just high, bro. Her EQ is like, yeah, man, it's just my pops talking. I'm still gonna snap on him a little bit, but I can go to my cousin's house. I can go to school, and I can pivot and like still be the star. She the star. She the star in the house, bro.
Well, here's the thing. Snapping on me is never a good, what I'm saying? That's not a good strategy for the long term. So,
come on, Swiss.
Mac, what you got to say, man? What you got to say, man? I need your perspective. I need your perspective from having 4 boys and 100 puppies.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Y'all have daughters, so I think as a dad, like you're a little softer. You want to make sure that she always feels safe and you're a protector. But me having 4 boys, I think the biggest blessing has been like moving back to the neighborhood. Like when you're in a neighborhood like we are, it's like you see a lot of kids who don't have a lot. So like we can always point and give you lessons off that. Like, yeah, his mom and dad couldn't afford to get him no new hoop shoes. So when he sees you with hoop shoes, maybe he does feel away, or maybe he is a little angry because he doesn't have the things that you have. So we use things like that as lessons. And like, Sedis does a good job of making sure that, they do give back. And, like this year, I think for Christmas, we're going to serve food and shit like that. Like, I think all that shit matters because there's always somebody out there, bro, who don't have what you have. And you ain't gonna have no choice but to appreciate what you have. Like they wonder why do all the kids always want to come to my house? It's like, well, it's safer. They feel safer at your house. You don't know what's going on at their crib. So I think them just being exposed to, some real shit instead of always being sheltered and always having to hear conversations, they actually can see it and feel it when they're in those environments. So, I think moving back to your neighborhood has been very instrumental. Like, cause we was in Mounds View and Shoreview, I was a little worried about Mack, man. He was, that boy was a point Dexter. He was a straight square. But now, playing in Minneapolis, in inner city teams, all that, like it gives them really good balance, and they do start to appreciate what they have. So
I guess you gotta move from bro.
You ain't got to move. You just got put her in some programs in the inner city. You know what I'm saying?
Don't put my location out there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the one thing we don't need niggas knowing where daddy live, bro.
He don't need nobody.
You're right. He don't go outside.
It ain't that big. Nigga, why you gotta keep saying my damn location though, bro? Fuck. We was talking about snitching, nigga, before the damn before the podcast.
Got secrets, bro. You don't know what he got going on.
You right.
Yeah.
Now this nigga got to move and shit.
Right.
But let me know where y'all end up serving food though. That's a good idea, man. I think we're gonna have to do that for sure. Yeah. And like I mean, she's 6, right? And so like it's about showing her the world at a different pace. And we're definitely, and like when I said culture, like I think that's part of it, because how good we have it in America, not every country has it that good either. And we're gonna see a lot of that. We're gonna see a lot of different things as we continue to travel, and just how other, not just touristy shit, right? Like not just touristy spots that, we want you to see how beautiful this is. Like, no, we're gonna go and actually see some real shit going on in real places.
No, you tripping, nigga. We watch that shit on YouTube. We ain't going there. We gonna watch on YouTube. Nigga, we ain't going there though.
So one last question though. So just to kind of pivot back to where we were, kind of tie everything back together. Growing up playing sports, how do you feel like that shaped the man you are today?
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mondo just gave us his gold dust. He was like,
"Gotta get that look." There, he's practicing for his OnlyFans. I see.
Nah, my OnlyFans will be cracking my toes.
All right, to answer your question, bro, I think my biggest lesson is I took away is, and I try to get this to the boys, is like, if you want it, you got to go get it. And you got to keep working for it, because there's always somebody else who's working their ass off to get in your spot or trying harder than you are. Like when I got to my sophomore year, bro, I was like, man, fuck it. I ain't hoop for a whole summer. And that shit showed when it was JV varsity time, bro. So, just know that there's somebody else who's always working their ass off, bro. So if you want it, you got to, be consistent and continue to go after that shit. Otherwise, somebody else is going to get your spot.
I feel that. I would say that for me, it was just, I'll just piggyback Mack. It is effort, but it's that transferable skill he was talking about. Like, right? Everything is transferable. And so, I hooped. I was good. I was good enough that in the Twin Cities, if I walked in a gym, cats would be like, yeah, he's good. And so let's just say because of that, the amount of time that I put in the gym, 2-3 hours, right, outside of practice a day. But there's some cats from sun up to sundown, they on a court, right? Like there's always more work that needs to be done. And so when I didn't land a D1 school, I just said like, oh, it was my fault. I should have worked harder, right? When I didn't make it to any type of overseas league, I was like, I should have worked harder. And so I made an agreement with myself that it was all based on my effort. And if I would have put in more effort, right, then I would have been able to hit that next level. And so when I became an entrepreneur, I was like, well, I definitely know how much effort I put in the hoop on the off time. So I at least got to double that, right? And so as an entrepreneur, right, I wasn't going to have the same excuse around effort. And so it just set the tone. Basketball, sports set the tone for me to be like, I think I'm working hard, and this is the peak that I got with this type of hard work. And if it ain't where I wanted to go, that means the hard work wasn't hard enough. And so I just keep increasing that hard work to now, right? Like leaning into this next version of myself and using my voice to have impact. Like everything that I do is tied to that thing, right? Whether it's this podcast, whether it's create videos on Patreon, whether it's just talking to somebody up the street, it's like, you need to become a better communicator. And so 24 hours a day, right? Or 18 hours while I'm awake, I'm doing the thing. And so now there is no gap between the time you are awake and the effort that you're putting in to sharpen that skill. And so, yeah, man, basketball was just a milestone to check me and be like, this is a checkpoint of what ain't enough work. And so, yeah, man, you know, some people want to be good, some people want to be great. And I think we were all coached to be like, yo, if you're going to do something, be great. So basketball taught me how to be great after that.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So for me, it's a little bit of a curveball, right? Like growing up as a kid playing sports, I was never that confident. I was never that confident. You know, didn't really have what I feel was the right support to really push me to my abilities. And you know, missed out on opportunities just because I was not confident enough to go after them. And why I say it's a curveball is because reflecting back on that, my entire life since I've been 18, I started my first business when I was 19, went after another one at 23, went after another one when I was 32. And it's like, I go for it now. I realize how it just really just clicked in this moment at me asking this question. But it's like, yo, my lack of confidence and lack of go for it from sports as a kid is what shaped me to actually go for it as an adult. And so that for me is the dopest thing, man, because it's like, yo, I'm not afraid to go for it. You know, I was having a conversation with my boy Rich the other day, and he was like, man, I wish I had your confidence. And I'm sitting here like, what? He's like, man, everybody loves you. I just wish I had that. And I'm like, it's interesting how people see you differently than you see yourself. So like now that I believe I'm a lot more confident of a person, and you know, I know I'm that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm believing what Rich believes, right? And now I know it's true. And I think that's how it shaped me, man. It shaped me for the better, you know?
I would say that's so dope. And I want to correct and give T some kudos from a few episodes back when we were debating confidence, and like in a separate conversation, I was like, oh no, T, I think you're right. I think confidence isn't the thing. The thing is courage that I should have been saying. And I think that courage begets confidence, right? It's like, yo, like because Torrean didn't have the courage to do XYZ as a kid around sports, him having the courage to step out and do something brave, right, at those 3 ages helped usher in that confidence, right? And so, man, it's just one of them things that, like for our kids, right, that may shy away from certain stuff that they're scared of. It's like, if they just have the courage to go do it, like the confidence is just going to like piggyback on them, right? And so, man, it's so important to just do the thing, right? It's like, imagine you're like, I'm about to go outside, and as soon as I walk outside, like confidence just jumps on my back and I just have it, right? Like that's literally what it is, but you got to have the courage to walk outside. And so no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter what thing you're scared of, like having the courage to take that first step is what allows confidence to piggyback, right? Or to hop in your fanny pack or whatever. The courage is waiting. I mean, the confidence is there waiting for you. You just got to have the courage to step into it.
Dope.
I love it.
Dope. So let's wrap it up. If y'all don't mind, I want to take it, fellas. Is that cool? Cool. Wrap up this episode, man. So yeah, we did a lot of reminiscing today. A lot of reminiscing of great times from our past childhood, you know, our bond through sports. And I think the one thing that we can all say is no regrets, right? It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You just got to move forward, and we have no regrets at all. And with that being said, man, I know there's a lot of people out there that are going through a transition period of time where, you know, maybe the job ain't hitting right, relationship ain't hitting right, or whatever that may be. And, you know, take your past, reminisce, think about the positive things that has happened in your life and apply that now, right? The hardest part about it is applying that now. And so, shout out to y'all for this dope conversation. I'm ready to apply some shit as soon as we get off this phone. So,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Watch out. Hey, OnlyFans on the way.
You know, socks up, nigga.
hey man, all right, let me ask y'all niggas a real question though. Y'all subscribing?
No, hell no.
You could have ended before you asked that question.
I'll give
Come
y'all.
on, man.
I'll
We
give
waiting.
y'all.
We waiting.
I'll send y'all the sneak peek. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
straight.
all right. Well, for Mack and Mondo, this is Torrean, aka Daddy. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the They Call Me Daddy, a Parents Podcast. We out.
They call me Daddy.